You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. Oh, I love the way their foul little minds work. Yeah.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are artistic buffs talking about Disney stuff. And this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us for this show. We present another Did You Notice Hollywood Studios. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not in the parks every day trying to tell you the best time to ride the Tomorrowland Transit Authority during the holidays.
That's right. We're here to do a little dance, make a little love, and talk Disney tonight.
Ooh, so if you don't like that, you got to sip on it anyway because it's just that dang good.
Wiggy wiggy. My name is Kevin.
I'm Danny.
I'm your main Marvel man, Eli.
And Lee here. And hey, if you want to know it all, I'm the one to call, not Saul.
So guys, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's go discuss some things you might not have noticed. And here we are in the hub, and this is our main topic segment of the show. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we are continuing our Did You Notice series of shows. All right, Lee, and so which part of Hollywood Studios are we talking about today?
All right, so if you remember last show, we were in Toy Story Land. We're kind of going out of that area, entering into the end of Hollywood Boulevard. So the kind of the center stage area. You got Brown Derby, you got Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway inside the Chinese Theater, you got Animation Courtyard, that whole area. It's at the end of Hollywood Boulevard. So we're going to go through that little middle area. And then on the next show, we're going to head down Sunset Boulevard and end this thing out with a bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
We're going to focus on this little center area and knock out all that stuff. And then we'll have one more show to do for this series.
All right. Let it have it.
Bang.
All right. Fun. So if you remember the last show, we finished up Toy Story Land, and now we're going to head over to Walt Disney Presents One Man's Dream.
Oh,
Hey, good place.
From the trip report.
yes, this is right as y'all exited. This is where we would have ambushed you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Big area.
And what's interesting is that was just kind of an afterthought. We were just kind of hanging out. We're like, "What do you guys want to do? Let's go check out One Man's Dream." All right. You want to wait around for the movie set?
We don't really talk like that when we're not around.
I don't know if it was an afterthought. that was definitely something. I was planning a hit.
Either way, it was like one of those things that maybe you don't always want to. It's not on your top priority if you're in Hollywood Studios. It's not one of those action-packed attractions, but
It is for me.
it's a cool feature, man.
Dave, the relaxation specialist, gave it 9 out of 10 stars.
I know.
Who did?
Dave, the relaxation specialist. 9 out of 10 stars.
You remember the last show we did last
1 out of
week?
10 stars.
Yes.
That was the show that released.
Chilled out.
If not for having to walk through the pre-show area, it would have gotten a 10 out of 10.
They should have wheeled him in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, all right. Well, and here you're going to find out about Walt Disney and his dream of the theme parks and all this kind of stuff. So there is this attraction actually originally opened up to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Walt's birth and to showcase his life story from small-town America to Hollywood.
Thank God, because I thought it was that dream where he went to school naked.
Don't you all have that dream? They should build a theater for that, right?
Many men's nightmare.
Many men's nightmares. Every woman's dream.
No bueno.
No bueno, no.
No bueno.
Okay. Well,
Did
tell
you-
us about the good dream.
Okay, the good dream, the happy dream.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the good dream that Walt Disney had, and this again it showcases his life from small town America to Hollywood. And after you tour the gallery, there is a screening of Walt Disney One Man's Dream. It's a 15-minute documentary that showcases the life and times of the visionary creator. Features rare audio recordings, historical footage, rarely seen home movies, all of this other stuff that shows how Walt turned his dreams into a reality.
It's a great little thing, man. I love that's for me. That's a must do. And so when I'm still hung up on this, because like one day we're going to do a show defining Lee's must dos. Which he makes it sound like it has to be an action-packed thing versus, So we'll have that discussion one day to see if, just because it's not action-packed, it doesn't make it a must-do.
Maybe you do like the hardcore Disney fans must-dos.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, because that would easily be Carousel Progress and Walt Disney One Man's Dream and, Tiki Birds, obviously. So maybe that.
I could live with that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, since you two gentlemen actually went to, was there a certain part, was there a favorite scene that you guys liked while you were in there viewing the theatrical release of this man's dream? You had a favorite part?
I just like the whole thing.
Anytime
Walt talks, for me, it's a happy time.
I enjoy the pre-show area greatly, where you walk through and you see all the models of the different areas of theme parks that they've built, even overseas and whatnot.
Yeah. Those are cool. I wish I had that in my backyard or in my house.
That would be awesome.
I do love seeing those things. I mean, I've seen bigger documentaries on Walt. I mean, much longer than 15 minutes. There's a whole lot of Walt that goes beyond 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for someone like me that is kind of not necessarily a history buff that kind of came to Disney late, this is a great show to just kind of soak up what Walt Disney was and what he stood for and how he basically got this theme park that we all enjoy today. I mean, it's anything like that that's kind of historic and tells me, that I'm having a hard time putting into words because it's kind of overwhelming, but it's like, what if Walt Disney didn't have this dream and, now you see it's all come to fruition and it's worldwide and it's just bigger than life. And, it all started, with him moving to California with a suitcase and whatever money he had in his pocket and
a dream.
Now we are here.
Now, look, it does mean something to Lee, Kevin. It does.
It does.
He sounds moved as he's talking about it. He's so choked up, he's at a loss for words.
I know. That's awesome.
Yeah. You could cry. You could shed a tear. It's all right. I do it all the time. No. So it make you smile. Nothing wrong with smiling.
Makes me happy.
Did you notice you're smiling right now?
Did you notice?
Did you know this? So if I remember correctly, Lee, while I was doing my thing outside of this attraction, you were looking for...
That's a very nice way of saying you were taking the
It is.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
That was action-packed.
So you were looking for specific things.
That's a must-do for Kevin.
It is a must-do. I have to do. Nature
Must-do
calls.
for all of us, really.
Yes. But Lee, you were looking for specific things up in there, yes?
Yeah, there's two major things that you want to look for these little details. Number one, there is Walt's second grade desk on display here, and you'll notice that it has the initials WD carved into it. Of course, Walt Disney, and this is his actual desk from elementary school. So you don't know, not going to see, it's interesting, but I don't know, maybe Walt was a little troublemaker back then, carving his initials into stuff. I don't know, but you can see the actual desk here, so that's a pretty cool artifact to check out.
Wow, that bored. Playful scamp him.
Yeah.
Back before he was wed, he was we.
He was Winn-Dixie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. WD, that's what I'm thinking.
Winn-Dixie. Yeah, no, he probably was bored. They probably were just showing him like some crazy history, and he was like, I could do better than that.
He was a boy.
And he was out there dreaming and like, come on, we've all done that. Little sketch or something like that.
My school notebooks were just filled with drawings.
Absolutely.
I think he was initially carving in his girlfriend. Like it was like Walt and Disney. I mean Walt and Diane or something.
Oh, really? Wait a minute. Is that true? Are you saying that?
No, I'm not.
Well, you know how that
right?
works. You get the W and then plus D with the heart in it. That's how they used to do it.
Maybe he really liked whatever her D
Diane was like.
Diane's his daughter. This is getting pervy. Lillian was his wife.
I didn't mean. But this is when he was in second grade.
Maybe that's why he named his daughter after Diane, because of that girl that got away when he.
Oh, there you go.
The second grade elementary.
He carved it in, and she's like, "Oh my God, you defaced school property." And it's like, "Oh, I'll always remember that woman."
Yeah.
Oh, Lillian, I love you. Oh, we're having a baby. What is it? A girl? Oh, let's name it Diane. Why? Just trust me.
It makes sense.
Don't ask questions.
I'm a visionary. Trust me.
Now, there's also a clock you'll find here that doesn't run. It's stopped at 9:30, and I'm sure you guys know what that is, but just in case, is there any guesses as to why that clock is stopped at 9:30?
Because that one time he woke up in the morning after he had his dream of making Disney World.
Oh, that was his ADR that time.
Actually, the exact opposite. This is when he
the day he died. Yeah.
Yeah. I just try to
at
be
9:30
positive.
a.m. on December 15th, 1966.
Yeah.
Did you find that? So you found the clock, Lee?
There is a clock I found, but it wasn't stopped at 9:30. And I was trying to find a cast member to clarify it or see if there was another clock in there. But so I don't know if maybe a cast member or someone has changed the clock or something happened, but it should be set at 9:30. So
you were just walking all over looking for clocks, right?
yeah, exactly.
And the
So
clock
if you're there,
yelled.
look for the clock that's set at 9:30.
When that clock tower hits 9:30, lightning's going to strike it.
I'm sure there's like some cast member that thought he was doing a good job by putting some. Oh, look, this clock isn't working. Let me put some batteries in it.
Oh, yeah. That's when
Mess
he
up the
came
whole
back.
thing?
Right? He said it to the actual time. His boss came by and said, dude, you don't know where you are, do you?
Clean
You're
out your
fired.
locker.
You gone. Yes, sir. Go ahead. So that's cool, though. I mean, that's a nice tribute in general to, the founder of such a lovely place. No doubt.
Kind of creepy. It's all right.
Oh, he bit. But I mean,
Well,
he got his desk with the letters in it. So.
Danny mentioned some of the models. Kirk wanted me to mention that there's a model for the Tower of Four Winds. This was in place at the 1964 World's Fair and was located outside of Small World at the World's Fair.
In which we learned when we interviewed Rolly Crump that they chopped it up and threw it in the water.
Yep.
The bottom of the ocean.
Yep.
Bummer.
Terrible.
Sleeping with the fishes.
Yep.
It always goes back to the mafia on the show, doesn't it?
What you
Where's the clock tower? It's sleeping with Nemo.
Marlon's got it.
Dory would have it, but she can't remember where she put it. Dory Two Stripes. Dory Two Stripes.
Karen, where's the tower? I don't know what to do. I never found it. What are you doing? They were coming for the tower, Henry.
So as we exit the One Man's Dream, we're going to be in the center here where the Chinese Theater is, which, of course, is home now to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
Used to be the Great Movie Ride. But the actual Chinese Theater itself is designed after the Grauman Theater in Los Angeles, which, of course, had many famous movies that appeared there and things like that. So it's a very famous theater in Los Angeles, of course.
A lot of world premieres and whatnot. Yeah.
This is what I found interesting, and this is something that I did not know before. But, of course, we know that the Hollywood Studios version was built using blueprints from the original theater. But this is something I didn't know. Years later, a fire broke out at the California Theater, damaged the original theater, and all the original blueprints were lost. So since Disney had a copy, the Graumans asked Disney for a copy of the blueprint so they could restore the theater. So luckily, we had this theater built, and we had to use those blueprints, or else they wouldn't have been able to rebuild the original theater after the fire.
Well, good. Hopefully, they will let them use the name Grauman in the name of the Chinese theater now. That would have been my stipulation.
Was that the negotiation for removing the sorcerer's hat?
That's
It's like, you want these blueprints? You made us cover this theater with the hat. Well, what do you say we make this deal, huh?
Now you ain't so mad about the fact that we built a carbon copy of your little theater, huh?
Yeah. Can we remove the hat now? I think we can. It sounds like to me we can.
So was there some drama there? I didn't know this. Was there like some issue with Disney creating this theater? Was it
I'm sure
there was.
Yeah, there's a reason they never referred to it as Grauman's Chinese Theater. I'm trying to remember exactly what the...
It was a whole to-do about, they didn't want it to be represented, so that's part of the reason why the sorcerer hat came into play. So it wasn't like the main focal point. The hat was a focal point. There was a whole to-do back, I guess, in the 90s and stuff.
Ego, man.
90s, early 2000s, but I think it was like whenever the hat went up, it was a result of all that.
Well, that's the rumor, at least.
Yeah, at least the rumor, yeah.
Didn't know that. Yeah, I mentioned this before, but I never knew the studios without the hat. I'd always... the first time I went, the hat was there, so I never knew that it didn't exist before.
Yeah.
So,
that was the exact opposite. Yeah,
I like it nicer now without it, though.
Yeah, that was a toxic conversation at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were there when they were just deconstructing it, and I had pictures of the hat half taken apart.
Now, I didn't know this, but we talk a lot about forced perspective, but the theater is built to scale. No forced perspective here, so it's exactly to scale to the original theater.
Oh, cool. That
Nice.
works.
Now, here's something I didn't know either. The original theater in California, they had to get special authorization from the U.S. government to import all these Chinese artifacts, the temple bells and pagodas and the food dogs and all this other stuff from China. They had to get permission to put this stuff there. They couldn't just be like, "Hey, we're bringing this stuff in from China." They had to negotiate with the actual U.S. government to get that to the theater.
Really?
I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's like taxes.
I don't know. I mean, this was back a long time ago too, so we probably didn't have the best relations with China back then. So
Import tax.
maybe there's that.
Yeah, there's import tax. Is the fact that you don't want your culture misrepresented, by Western culture. I'm sure that's
We don't want to
a part.
sneak in spies.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Sure.
It'd be like a Trojan horse or a Trojan
That's
food
right.
dog. Totally get it.
That's where we break out the Foo Fighters.
Oh, yeah, right. Dave Grohl's hiding in the thing.
That's right.
Busted out. Little Everlong. Love it.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was why soon thereafter they made Mulan.
Yeah, take that.
Oh,
Let it go.
Yeah, making us go ahead and import. Yeah, all right, well, we'll see how you like it when we cast Donny Osmond as Chinese warrior.
What do you think about that?
Take that, China.
Yeah, take that sunshine. Heat it up.
Now, one of the cool things to check out here is, of course, all the footprints and the signatures that are in the cement. There's a lot of different ones, but these are some of the ones that I thought were more interesting. First of all, I think this is crazy. I wouldn't believe it if you didn't know this, but Charlton Heston's signature, okay? If you look at it, the L is missing. So it actually says Charlton Heston. And the story goes that while he was signing it, someone distracted him. He looked up briefly, and then when he finished his signature, he forgot the L. So it's now Charlton Heston instead of Charlton Heston.
Oh, man.
wow.
That's his brother.
Yeah.
He was getting up there in age, and probably a little dementia was setting in, too. That may have something to do with it.
You guys remember The Rocketeer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool
Rocketeer.
movie. I like that. It had
Yeah.
007 in it. He was the
Yup.
bad guy.
And there's one little cool detail here is they've got the footprints, but they've also got the blast marks from the rocket pack behind his feet.
Oh, cool.
So that's part of the cement fixture there.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
I never noticed that.
It's a cool little detail. It makes sense, It's like just a little added on thing there.
Oh.
And in the original film, The Rocketeer, if you remember, he actually landed on top of the Grauman's Chinese Theater when he blasted off from the forecourt.
Apropos. I like it.
Yeah, so a little tie in there.
I was worried that he was going to get his pants set on fire when I saw the movie because he had those big baggy pants. I was like, I always was worried about that, but I'm glad he made it through.
Well, if he twerked, maybe he would have something to worry about.
He did some MC Hammer dance and he wouldn't.
And he blew up.
No,
Yeah.
No, that would caught right on fire.
He had a burnt booty.
Now, another signature to look for is Sally Jo Sousa. She signed this Purdy and Maisie, Disney's 101 Dalmatians. Sally was the animal trainer who worked on the live-action film. So there's also dog prints in the cement next to her signature.
Huh.
Nice.
Roger Rabbit, you can imagine what his signature says.
Please.
Yes, that's on
Yep.
there as well.
Nice.
Steve Martin has a pretty cool one. He put his handprints, but then drew arrows to them and wrote feet.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Daryl Hannah is there. She has her bare feet, but then drew the outline of a mermaid tail, which of course is a reference to her role in the film Splash.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
was
one.
lovely. That was a great
And then the best one is Samuel L. Jackson, where he signed it, "Have a Disney Day, motherfucker." Oh, no, wait a minute.
I was going to say.
That's not true.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
ask the cast members about that one.
He'd have
Yeah.
definitely put he'd had an exclamation point behind that one.
That's right. It's like, which one of these is Samuel L. Jackson's? It's the one that says bad mother.
right there in the concrete. You don't see that?
It's got snakes in it, too.
Yeah.
And there's a snake under this mat.
He's the one that's got the Bible quote.
Why are there
right
snakes
there.
under this mat?
You don't see the patch that's right over the cement block?
I like the Jim Henson one, though, with Kermit.
I do
that's
dig
my
that one, yeah.
favorite.
Yeah, there's a lot of great signatures. I mean, just take some time and walk around there and check them all out.
Even Robin Williams, I believe, has one, doesn't he? It says like Carpe Diem, something on there.
Yeah,
Carpe
absolutely.
per diem. That's what he said.
Carpe
He
per diem.
wrote Carpe per diem. Carpe diem being the line from
Yeah.
what you call it, from Goodwill. No, Dead Poet Society.
Yes.
And per diem being, your
daily food,
pay.
Pay, yeah.
That's actually a pretty good one.
Now, inside the theater, of course, we now have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Great ride.
This is actually the first Disney attraction that is centered around Mickey Mouse himself. This is a attraction, takes you on a chaotic journey around aboard a runaway train that travels through a carnival, twister, waterfall, big city, and factory. It uses the trackless trains system, the trackless car system. The cars split apart. They reconnect along the way. It's just a fun attraction. You guys,
amazing.
Of course, we all checked it out when we were there last time. But there's a lot of details. And we talked about this on the trip report. Like, the greatest thing about this show is there's so many things to see. And every time you go, you see something new that you didn't notice before. So there are several cool little hidden details and things you might not have noticed here I want to point out to you. So at the beginning, the first door we pass under, there's a sign that says 1928, which of course was the year that Mickey Mouse was created. And that's like at the very beginning when you're about to go into the first room and you go through that first door. So sign up there says 1928.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Now, as you head through the sewer into the city, there is a newspaper stand. And on the newspaper stand, there's the newspaper inside. The headline says Oswald wins. So that is, of course, reference to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
I didn't even notice that.
It's a little cool little newsstand, like, the ones you put a quarter in and you pull the paper out.
Yeah.
Extra, read all about it.
Oswald obtains freedom, gets traded for Al Michaels. Read all about
comes home.
Now, you know how you have like the signs that'll have like 4 posts and it'll say like, Hawaii this way or so-and-so that way.
Yeah.
So they've got these signs at the beginning and at the end of the attraction. And one thing you'll notice is one of the destinations is Yensid Valley, which everybody knows is Disney spelled backwards. And that's the name of the sorcerer in Fantasia.
Yeah, the sorcerer.
Yeah.
Sorcerer, yeah. You mean cup of
Sorcerer.
coffee.
Yeah.
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
While you're in the carnival scene, there's a poster that you want to see that advertises the Great Moving Ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
Which, of course, is a tribute to the attraction was there before the Great Movie Ride. Eventually, we come across the flower shop. The name of the shop is the 1401 Flower Shop. This is in reference to the Imagineering Department, which is located at 1401 Flower Street in Glendale, California.
Nice.
So a lot of cool tie-ins here, man. Like,
there's a ton in that scene.
You got to look for this stuff, but it's cool once you see it.
They got to slow down the track. They got to slow down the train so I can absorb all this stuff. Because otherwise, it's crazy characters blowing up stuff. You
just got to keep riding.
All right, we got to go again.
We got to go back down there. Let's do it.
People. Train slowing down for you. You got
hop on and get run over, brother.
You know what? This might be a topic for another day, but would you really say that ride is centered around?
Well, Mickey and Minnie are going on a picnic. And
he's got a good point. Isn't like a lot of it.
Who picks you up?
Goofy.
Right. Like, who are the main characters that they're
also
all
crashes into the theater? Yeah.
I think that's a good topic to explore for another show. Absolutely. I think that's good. Is it really Mickey's?
I would agree with that. You kind of run the Mickey. Do they do anything to really save you at all when you're going through all the catastrophes?
Minnie makes you dance.
No, Daisy makes you dance.
No, Daisy makes you dance. Never mind.
It's almost like they pass around and watch to see what you do. And they're like, we out of that, But I just, when he said that was the first centric thing, I was like, you know what? I don't say it was awesome. Not saying it's not awesome. I just was like, no.
Yeah,
that's a good observation. Yeah.
It's called Mickey and Minnie's, but you see Mickey and Minnie at the beginning and then you see them at the end and everything in the middle is not really focused too much on Mickey and Minnie.
Right? It's like, you want to go see the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker picks you up and, makes you on the elevator, you go ahead and meet Bentley. It's kind of like, well, wait, I thought the Jeffersons lived here. But okay, go ahead. I digress. Maybe
the story.
Show, yeah.
Maybe they're trying to say the story is centered all around Mickey, but
it's centered around his cartoon shorts.
Yeah, because the whole beginning of it is that he's trying to take Minnie on the picnic.
Yeah.
All right, so still sticking around this attraction in the sewer area, there's another sign with the date 1901. This is the year that Walt Disney was born. You will also notice the name of the sewage plant is iWorks and UWorks Waterworks.
Nice.
Very good.
So iWorks was the Disney animator who first drew Mickey Mouse.
Nice mustache he had.
Also watch for a sign advertising a fortune teller named Miss Fortunes.
Hey.
Now, Misfortunes is actually was an attraction in Typhoon Lagoon. The current ride is called Misadventure Falls, but originally it was called Misfortune Falls.
Yeah, you don't want that name if you go on a water slide. I totally
probably not a
understand
good choice of words there.
Misfortune. Oops, sorry. We told you what it was. It's not false advertising.
Nothing like riding the Tower of Terror.
So I don't get on that no more. Or Mission
or
Breakout.
Summit Plummet. Or anything of that.
And in the tornado scene, you'll see a mailbox, and painted on that mailbox is the words "No Place Like Home."
Mhm.
Oh.
It's a tribute to Wizard of Oz, which was also in the Great Movie Ride. And you'll find several musical instruments in the tornado, which is a throwback to the classic Mickey Mouse short named The Band Concert.
That's right.
Silk
Yeah.
Symphony.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And they rethemed a ride over in California Adventure around that too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, excuse my French, because I don't speak French, but I'm going to probably mispronounce this horribly. Also in the city scene, look for a sign that says Maison des Souris. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Souris. That is French for House of Mouse. Maison des Souris.
Maison des Souris.
You'll also see an advertisement for Deluxo detergent, and the advertisement states it's safe for ink and paint.
I like it.
Hey, wait, what is it called again? What kind of detergent?
Deluxo detergent.
Luxo, like the lamp, or
Deluxo.
like was it D
D-E-L-U-
hyphen
Yeah, with a
Luxo?
No, it's the one word.
Deluxo. Deluxo.
It's
Okay.
the Deluxo apartment in the sky.
Oh, good. No, I'm just saying, like the Luxo lamp at Pixar. It's also another Disney reference.
Oh, very nice.
Well, it makes sense because instead of saying Deluxo.
There's also a sign here that reads Retlaw. Retlaw. That is Walter spelled backwards for Walter Elias Disney. Retlaw Enterprises was founded in 1953 as a private company solely owned by Walt Disney, controlled the merchandising rights to his name.
So would you say this is the first Disney attraction to have Walt's name spelled backwards, both his first and last?
I don't know, is it? That's a good question.
If you get Elias spelled backwards, we've got the trifecta.
That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
Is that in there?
No, I don't know. We'll have to look for that because I had not noticed that. But that would be cool if it was. And then just a few final things here. Something you might not notice in regards to the sound that you're hearing throughout the attraction. The attraction features sound effects originally created in the 1930s for Disney's animated short films. And new sound effects for the attraction, they used original equipment once employed to create those 1930 Disney shorts.
It's like old Foley stuff.
Yeah, to create these sounds throughout the ride.
Foley instruments. You
Oh,
use
like they
old-
had like the suction cups to like imitate like
yeah,
horses.
coconut
or-
hooves and
Oh, you do
like
little
a bag
crank
of
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
or
they
a box
take
of glass for things that crash. yeah, all
They
that kind of
take the
stuff.
wood
Yeah,
and like
thunder
you got
sheet
the-
and all that, yeah.
Thunder sheet, thank you. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say aluminum wrapped on wood.
And there's a tritone whistle from the 1928 film Steamboat Willie, which we all know is where Mickey made his debut.
Yeah.
So they used that same tritone whistle to record the locomotive whistle sound for Engineer Goofy's train.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
Original sounds. How about that? Yeah, so Danny, I remember when we were doing the trip report, you mentioned something about the Dapper Dans in this, which I
Yeah.
didn't see.
There's like a tandem bicycle for four, where at the very beginning of the ride, you see the Dapper Dans just go
Just gliding along.
gliding around. I mean, yeah, unmistakable.
We need to go
you
back.
see their the outfits. It's very clear.
A tandem quadrant. What, I don't even know what that would call it.
Quadruplet?
Quadruplet? Quads?
Yeah.
Quinjet?
A
Oh,
Quinjet,
boy.
yes.
Oh,
Fly that. Oh,
But
man.
yeah, no, that's definitely in there.
that's a nice little hidden Mickey there.
I thought it was like the coolest thing. That was the first thing I was looking for as soon as we sat down.
I totally forgot about it until you said it. I'm like, now we got to go back.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I want to go and find all these things and check them out, but there's stuff I'm sure that we just don't even know about that no one has noticed yet and hasn't, thrown it out on the internet or whatever. But I feel like you could do probably a whole book on just the details of this attraction. It's a great attraction.
Well, you remember when we were sitting there and waiting for the theater to explode, the cast member told us about, and they said this, and we knew this, that they had more hidden Mickeys in that attraction than any other attraction in Disney World. And we're kind of like, yeah, ha, because there's Mickey in it. But then she started pointing it out just in that one area that we were in, waiting for the theater to explode. And there was just like half a dozen. Just as she was like, and look over there, and look over there, and look.
That's right.
And boom, she was just nailing like, whoa, wow, there really is. I mean, that was before we even the theater broke apart
in.
and we walked in. So yeah, no, unbelievable.
But yeah, so that again, great attraction. I'm really happy I got to check it out this last trip with you guys because it's way better than I really understood it was going to be. All right, so next attraction here we got Voyage of the Little Mermaid. This is a stage show that highlights classic moments from the 1989 Disney animated film through the use of live actors, puppetry, special effects, and clips from the movie.
Isn't that gone?
It's not gone. It's just not active right now. So hopefully it'll be coming back. There's really not a lot of great details here, but I just realized I didn't know this. There was this actually before the Voyage of the Little Mermaid was there. There was a Muppet show in this location.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, here come the Muppets.
Here comes the Muppets.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the gang was the Electric Mayhem on monorail. Crashed into the theater.
yeah, that was a great thing.
Yeah, I would have really liked to check that out.
You can see it online. There's still footage of it, but yeah, I mean, it's one of the. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, wow, that was the last thing that the Jim Henson and all the original Muppeteers worked on." If you watch that show, that's all Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Dave Coles, Richard Hunt, all the original voices of the characters are used in there. So they did do 2 attractions.
You know, I read here that there's the show basically featured walk-around character versions of the Muppets.
Yep.
Rolf was there playing the piano and singing, getting interrupted by Sam the Eagle, just all the cool like Muppet stuff you would expect.
Yeah, when they had to cut away to another Muppet in a different location, it was an actual Muppet on screen, and it was It was a hand puppet. But then when they would appear on stage, then they were the full size.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I guess after that show closed, there was a second live Muppet show called Muppets on Location: Days of Swine and Roses.
Yeah, that was back by Mama Melrose, right?
Yeah, it said it was right next to Muppet Vision 3D, but that area right there.
Yeah. Right in that area.
So then I never realized that there was Muppets other than the Muppet Courtyard. I never realized there was Muppets in the studios at that point.
Oh yeah, man, there was big plans. There was gonna be a Muppet parade, all that.
It was a whole to do for sure. It was a big whole to do.
They could really could they do a whole Muppets park if the man was there?
Yeah, I was gonna say at one point in time they could have done a Muppets Land. I don't know about a whole Muppets park. But they could have easily, then they were going to do a whole Muppets Land. I don't know about a Muppets. I mean, there actually was, if you're lucky enough to find it, Jim Henson was thinking about doing his own Muppets theme park. And there's sketches of it that Jim drew. Well, I would say Jim, but at least
somebody did.
Yeah, somebody in connection to Jim that had nothing to do with Disney drew up their ideas for a Muppet theme park. And in the end, Jim was just like, well, why do it ourselves when Disney already does it so much better?
Yeah, who would want to fight that market?
Yeah, little did he know.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, so Voyage of the Little Mermaid was pretty unique because it was a big Muppet show. And there was a bunch of cast members that were coordinated running around on stage. They're all dressed in black, but you couldn't tell because it was a black light show.
Yeah, the black lights.
So all the black lights were providing the light. There's no regular ambient light or anything. And so the reason why you couldn't see the puppeteers is because they were all dressed in black. And it's a really cool thing to notice if you're lucky enough to be called on stage, or if you have a friend that works the show, like our friend Becky. You know my friend Becky? Yeah. She had a friend that worked that show that was one of the puppeteers. And apparently there's one spot on stage where you could stand and not get hit by any of the people moving around. And so she tells the story. She's like, yeah, my friend called me up and she says, stand on this spot and do not move because things are going to be flying all around you. And she was right. Yeah, things were flying all around you. But if you stood in that one spot in the center of the stage, you were dressed, they put you in black so they couldn't see you. But if you were in that spot, there's one spot there that you wouldn't get slammed by any of the cast members running around with puppets.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. But she said, yeah, she looked around and there's things around her, behind her, above her. Just all kinds of stuff happening. It's a high energy show for the people that perform it. If it ever comes back, I mean, now granted, yeah, we know why it closed because of COVID, and that's it's a theater show, and it's a very small space. But if it ever gets a chance for that show to come back, it's really neat to behold it. Yeah, there's a ton of cast members running around moving those Muppets, all in black, which you never noticed. That's one of the shows that I would catch on just because I had to admire the artistry of those performers. And the coordinated movements they had to do to make sure that they didn't run into each other themselves.
Yeah, it was like Finding Nemo in the musical, but in black.
Yeah, in total complete black. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah, very, very cool attraction. Very, very cool attraction.
Well, hopefully it comes back. Hopefully they bring some cast members back to work it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll wear some night vision goggles to it if I see this show if it comes back.
Oh, that would be pretty killer actually. Check that out. Just to see everybody running around like that.
All right. So next we got the Star Wars launch bay. If you guys have never checked this out, it's an interactive walkthrough attraction based on the Star Wars franchise. It's located in what was previously the Magic of Disney Imagination.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is pretty cool, but
Not really.
It's kind of like it's almost like a coming attraction to what would become a Galaxy's Edge. There's all these little props and models, and you can kind of see like what they wanted to do with Galaxy's Edge eventually. There's some of the props are recreations, some are actual props. If you want to find the actual true props from the movies, there'll be a little plaque there that states loan courtesy of Lucasfilms Limited.
Isn't Disney now loaning it to itself?
I guess so, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Interdepartmental loan.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's like dapping yourself. That's a good point.
All right, so one of the cool details is the light fixtures around the area. They're all made from droid parts, so like got a little droid head with a light behind it. It's a cool little detail.
Yeah, it is.
Now, as I mentioned, this is kind of like you see what they do with Galaxy's Edge, where they got these lockers and these little displays with things inside them. Like basically, if you go out the cantina area, looks like there's this pile of junk behind a cage door, but there's a lot of cool items in here that you'll recognize from various Star Wars movies, like a thermal detonator, Anakin's pod racing glass goggles, Luke's hollow binoculars, Boba Fett's jetpack is in there.
Boba Fett.
Where?
Boba Fett.
Where?
Lando Calrissian's helmet that he wore for Jabba's palace. There's a head of a G2 droid in there from Star Tours. Just all kinds of little artifacts and things like that. So check that out.
That's that good Tatooine merchandise.
Yeah.
Does anybody even go over there anymore now that Galaxy's Edge is open? Like, I haven't been to it since.
It's been a while.
Do they have the meet and greets back even? Because, they're not really doing character meets now. So.
I'm sure that would.
You know what? I don't even know that it's open, to be quite honest with you. Now you say that, because I remember staking out that area to watch you guys come out, and I never saw anybody going back that way.
Yeah, I didn't even think about going in there, just because I don't feel like the need to since Galaxy's Edge opened.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you?
Kevin, no bother.
No bother.
Oh, no.
The big draw before Galaxy's Edge was the meet and greets. They had the Jawas in there. You could meet Chewbacca. You could meet Kylo Ren.
Well, you had stormtroopers walking around messing with you.
Yeah, it's temporarily closed.
Temporary closed. Oh, so sad.
Well, if you do go in there, try to find this, because I would like to know if this is still there. And a real quick credit to the Disney Nerds podcast for this one. I found this online. One of their members had written this up, and it's if it's there, I want to check it out, because it's like such a crazy little detail. So as you leave that area that we just talked about, there's a room full of models, model ships and things like that.
Claudia Schiffer,
Oh, I think I was talking about green chicks with tentacles or something. Boy.
No, but look for Princess Leia's Corellian blockade runner. All right, so there's a model of this ship, and if you look what the windows are, where the bridge is for the ship, there's a Mickey and Minnie in the window. So the scene in Star Wars where Luke, he puts not a rope, but he swings across the chasm with Princess Leia.
Yeah, the big famous scene in the original Star Wars. Yeah.
So you've probably seen a Mickey and Minnie version of that, with Mickey on the rope, with Princess Leia being Minnie Mouse. So if you look at this model of this ship in the window, there's that picture of Mickey and Minnie recreating that scene with Luke and Leia. I'll give you the pictures, Kevin, if you want to post them. But it's one of those things, like, if you don't know to look for it, you will never, ever see it. But it's such a crazy little detail to have on that model ship. It's kind of like when we went to Galaxy's Edge and I was looking for the Millennium Falcon. Like, you got to really know exactly where this is to find it.
And he's talking about the Millennium Falcon in the Millennium Falcon. So if anybody's wondering, like, what the heck? The Millennium Falcon's right there. It's huge.
Pretty obvious,
Yes.
No, it's a tiny, tiny little model. And so this is kind of one of those same types of details. It's just a small little thing in the window of that model ship of Mickey and Minnie in their Star Wars costumes.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Yeah. I'm looking at your document.
And then, by the way, if anybody's wondering what he meant by Princess Leia's Corellian, what'd you call it again? Corellian blockade runner?
Yeah, Corellian blockade runner.
What he's talking about is the ship that you see at the very beginning of the very first, episode 4.
Where the Star Destroyers
yes, where they're chasing after where Princess Leia is.
Where Anakin goes in and wreaks hell on those people.
No, they also call it Princess Leia's Corellian Corvette. Yes.
Little Corellian Corvette.
Yeah, that was Prince's first title, but it was a mouthful.
Little red Corellian Corvette.
Leia's Corellian Corvette.
One thing you can do here at Star Wars Launch Bay is you can get a name tag made with your name in Arabic.
All right, so what is Arabic?
That's the official Star Wars language. You see it everywhere in the movies where
Bright Sods. No, that's not it.
If you go to Galaxy's Edge, it's written on all the trash cans.
Oh, like that crazy
language.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought it was a specific alien.
Yeah, it's Chef John Besh's brother. Arabesh and John Besh.
John Tesh.
The Besh Boys.
The Besh Boys, yeah.
The Besh Boys are back in town.
They never do no harm.
And when the boys
Just
are
molesting
back,
their workers.
that's right.
That's right.
Moving on, let's check out Disney Junior Dance Party.
Oh, yeah!
Dance party.
Party! My pants is hot. Yeah. Get it.
Party!
Dance.
Probably the most interesting thing about this attraction is that it actually used to be a restaurant. That is something I did not know.
Disney Dance Junior Restaurant.
Eat it up.
Odyssey. Eat this.
It was called the Soundstage Restaurant.
Yes,
I remember Soundstage Restaurant.
Yeah. Did you go there before?
I never did, but I do remember it.
I might have, but it was so long ago. I was a kid.
It was tons.
There's no way I could remember for sure.
So yeah, this was the Soundstage Restaurant, and when I read this out loud and when I read it online, I thought this is the strangest thing I've ever heard of.
Ooh.
But the restaurant was themed as a rap party, W-R-A-P, not R-A-P.
Right.
Rap party for the movie Big Business, which starred Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler.
Which is a great rap name, Big Business. I think that's a great rap name.
I thought you were going to say it was a great movie.
Oh, that was not a great movie. I saw that movie.
You saw that movie?
I saw that movie.
Oh, you do watch anything.
Yeah, I watch anything. Yeah, that was, for those who are even care, that was essentially one of those people swap movies where someone rich and someone poor, they swap places. And so they were...
Lily Tomlin swap places with Bette Midler?
So it's like Lily Tomlin, they have I think it's like they're twins.
Yeah.
And
two sets
they're two sets of twins, but one...
Oh, two sets, so you get 4...
You get two Lily Tomlins,
2 bets.
Right.
Yes.
So, but you pair them up and you get the rich Lily and the rich Bet, and then poor Lily and poor Bet. And so they go together.
They got men involved, and it's all kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's a merge, and they want to buy. One wants to buy the other one's land, and then they realize anyway. Yeah, so I saw that movie a long time ago.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
But it would be that's a better rap name. What? Big business. Big business.
Bet.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Big bet.
That
Little
does
tablet. So tinny.
That does sound like a rap label.
It does.
Yeah.
Big business.
I don't understand how it got a whole restaurant themed after it, though.
Well, during that time, Bette Midler was, don't forget, not only was she a
was
popular
big
actress,
and,
but she was a big, she was a popular singer at the time.
She was the wind beneath Disney's wings.
Yes,
she was big all up in the studios back in the day.
That's right.
Even in the tour, the studio tour.
Yes.
She had a big role that played part, the lottery ticket. That whole movie thing you can find on YouTube. Yeah, she was the main star.
Yep.
So from a distance, she did a lot.
Yeah, she did.
So yeah, she was big business on all back then. Lily Tomlin, I mean, of course, she was still a fine comedian.
Back in the day.
So you gotta give her credit where credit's due, at least back then. That's historical. Did you notice that? There you go.
Well, the restaurant, again, it was themed after that movie, the rap party for that movie. And you would enter the restaurant through the back of a set, and then you would enter the film's hotel lobby. And it was set up to look like a working set. There were like the sandbags on the ropes, soundboards all over the place, this kind of stuff. The cast members were dressed as caterers for the rap party. So that's how they tied it into the restaurant, that they were catering the rap party. The restaurant was.
That's kind of cool.
So was Bette and Lily Tomlin at the rap party? Like as
that is a good question. I wonder if they were maybe for the grand opening. I don't know for sure, but this is a very, I guess you tell me, but the very Eisner thing with these Hollywood movies and stuff. So
I'm looking at pictures of the entrance, and I remember this, but I never ate there. I do remember this now.
Now, later, they would use different films as films were released. So the restaurant would become a Beauty and the Beast wrap party, Aladdin wrap party, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan, Pocahontas. So, they would switch it out to different movies as they were released by Disney. And they would also have some characters there. It was like a little character breakfast eventually.
Hey,
They all had a rap battle.
Right? Yeah. What? You can't beat me. What? Don't tell him nothing. Don't tell him
Wouldn't it be
nothing.
great if they had a movie called Rap Party?
I watched
This is
that.
the RAP party movie. This is the rap party for Rap Party.
With the Rat Pack.
Exactly. Or the rap, but they had an in-rap with Tom Hanks for a little bit. Like they could have been the rap party for the bachelor party.
Hey, yeah.
Would that have been good?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Find your bosom buddy.
Yeah. What's
Or
up?
find your buddy's bosom. Either way it works.
Hey, don't cast it away. That's a great idea.
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. I got you.
Interesting.
I feel you.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Now, when Aladdin was being used here, outside of the restaurant, there were these two camels that were at one point, they were part of the Aladdin parade, but you can still find those camels now over at the Magic Carpets of Aladdin in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, yes. They
Yeah.
spit on you.
Yeah, be careful. They spit.
Oh, that's what happened to him before that. That sounds like a real dirty joke. Two camels walk into a bar.
And they spit on you.
Yeah.
You're dirty.
I remember you.
They spit on
You're
you.
no good. That's something to that.
It would have been good if they did house party rap party, wouldn't it? It was like a pajama jammy jam, and all you had to do was go to house party 3 to rap party, and you got to eat in your pajamas.
And you know what? They started to dance off.
That would have been a good character.
Oh,
breakfast.
and one dude dressed up as a mummy then.
Yeah,
right?
no, one dude's a kid with the big,
big
fro,
fro.
and
Remember he had the razor fro?
Yeah.
You know what? I would take some of them sisters dancing around there in the outfits. Yeah, never mind. Ain't my type of hype, baby. Ain't my type of hype. Ooh. There you go. Put it in full force, Lee.
Now, this restaurant in particular, it shared its kitchen with the Brown Derby. And we'll get to that in a second when we get to the Brown Derby. But also inside the restaurant, there was a bar. It's called the Catwalk Bar.
That's where I do my little turn.
On the catwalk?
Yeah, on the catwalk.
On the catwalk.
Yeah. Do my little turn on the catwalk.
I think you're too sexy for that catwalk.
Go ahead, Fred.
Right said, Danny.
No, but there was the bar that was themed after a catwalk, like on a soundstage or again, a soundstage restaurant.
Lee's a model, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do my little turn.
Yeah, on the catwalk.
Shakes his
Yeah.
little tush.
Yeah.
Oh, the catwalk? That's big business.
To get to the catwalk bar, you either have to use a stairway or the elevator between the Soundstage Restaurant and the Brown Derby.
And you better work.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
That's true magic right there, ladies and gentlemen. I did not even see that come. Working, honey. Go ahead.
You better work.
What?
How does Lee's Did You Notice shows always turn into Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of stuff?
We're going with it.
I bet your catwalk bar would have been cool to hang out at.
It would have been.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. And you'd really like to hang out there now because that area is what is Club 33.
Oh.
That's where it's at now. It's where the catwalk bar used to be. And
Huh.
so to get there, you got to go in the Brown Derby and use that elevator.
Oh, wow. I didn't
You
know
can get in
that.
there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right by the bathrooms.
Oh, so we were right there.
You went to the bathroom? The elevator's right there?
Yeah, we were right there.
Yeah, we were right there.
Was there somebody watching the elevators to
No,
make sure
I
we
don't-
could? Because I don't
You
remember
got to
that.
use your magic band.
Oh, sneaky snuck.
Yeah.
Son of a
If
gun.
it's not
'cause
programmed in, you ain't getting in.
I wish
son
I'd have
of-
known that, boy. I'd have heard up and like, stop it! And be like,
Hack.
yeah.
Ethical hacking.
I just would have wanted to
Yeah.
see it. Like, I just want to see what it looks like.
I wonder if they've done that at California Grill yet, where because you remember, like they used to like make you wait out there, and then a cast member would take you up in the elevator and take you up to the California Grill. I wonder now they're just like, yeah, no, we're not going with you. Just scan your magic band.
You did the elevator, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they did last time I was there, so I don't know now if they've changed it, but that would be a good idea.
That would be a good
messed
idea.
up. You gotta specially request somebody.
Bad idea. Some of us just want to sneak a peek. That's all.
Yeah.
I just want to sneak a peek.
I think that's like good incentive if you're like, hey, here's a very exclusive restaurant. You get a sneak peek.
Yeah, but people mover that takes you through the bar.
Like, here's what you're missing.
Yeah.
They have this technology now where they can switch up the check-in thing where when you scan your band, it does different things. So, you could have some kind of special light or action or sounds that come out when you go up to the California Grill.
I'm rich, bitch.
You don't belong here. Get out of here.
Oh, that would be terrible, right? You're like, let me see if I can sneak on it.
Get out of here.
Wait, my band isn't right. Get the hell out of here. What are you doing?
You have looked into the eye of the elevator.
You cannot come back.
So we're basically in the Brown Derby now.
Yeah,
All right,
good restaurant. Love
Good
the
place.
restaurant.
Good place.
Something I can sink my teeth into.
Good food. Good
Literally.
food, got good
Delicious.
stuff. Good stuff.
Good drink. Good atmosphere.
No whammies.
Pow.
Stop.
So we know this. The signature restaurant is a replica of the famous LA restaurant chain, and in LA, that restaurant attracted movie stars, agents, directors, and of course, just regular people trying
And the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Just regular people hoping to see some movie stars, the Hollywood elite. Now, here's something that I guess I kind of didn't put two and two together, but now that I read it, I'm like, oh, I remember this. In the 1947 animated film Fun and Fancy Free, one of the stories being told is that of Mickey and the Beanstalk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Now, at the end of the film, Willie the Giant, he comes down, he peeks in the house and asks, where's Mickey? And as Willie leaves and he walks off to find Mickey, he notices the Brown Derby restaurant, and lifts it off the ground and puts the Derby-shaped restaurant on his head.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Tie in there.
Wow.
So it's like, oh, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. I'm looking that up.
Yeah, I like that. I dig it.
Now, in the actual restaurant, there is a book that actual famous people will sign, celebrities will sign when they dine there. When I saw it this time, and makes sense, I don't know if it's always been like this, but it's under glass. You can't thumb through it. There's different, if you look online, you can find different pictures of people that have dined there, and it's even things like Chip and Dale have signed it. The actor who played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the cartoon series, he signed it.
Oh, the cartoon series. Oh.
Yeah. Tom Hanks, all different people. I mean, it's always, I don't know how they decide what page to turn it to, because you can see it's under glass. It's got a lock on there. Even you can't.
The cast member does.
Yeah, Eli and I signed it when we were there.
Yeah.
We were like, we're with the Magic Our Way podcast. And they're like, and I'm like, well, we're famous. And they're like, oh, you want to sign this? Yeah, sure.
Like, yeah.
I would do that.
Okay,
He popped
cool.
it open. I was like, you ain't heard this? I played it to you. He said, man, I love y'all.
It's not that hard. Yeah, just go in there and tell them you're somebody. They'll let you sign it.
And give him a good tip. Gotta give him a good tip.
Oh, okay.
I told him don't eat egg salad while you're on the bus. That's what I told him.
I wrote for a good time called Eli, and I left his number.
Yeah. And then he called me.
Turkey leg 69.
Take a late 69. I talked to you all night. How you doing? How you peoples? But no, see, yeah. And every morning, the guy said every morning, like right before they open, yes, one of the employees actually picks out of the book what page they want to display for that whole day.
That's absolutely true. That's what we were told.
Cool.
That's the cast
That's pretty cool, actually. I dig that.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be I wonder if that's like a little perk. Like, hey, Johnny, you got some good tips last week. You get to pick the page.
No, I would imagine it's more like you close
Just pick the page. Just pick the page.
Pudding pop.
I think it would be like, Johnny, you closed up for everybody last night. Thanks for staying here until 6 a.m. But since you got to come back in for 9, you just pick whatever page you want. You do that, you do that, and we're not going to pay you to do it. Yeah.
You know, at one point, some cast member got mad and quit, and then took the little lock, opened it up, and opened the page. F you.
Yeah.
It's like one of those 3D pop-up books with the middle finger.
I thought you were going to say he drew his business in the page. I thought you were going to say.
Well, that's getting descriptive.
I'm sorry. Big business. My bad. I just did that.
Go.
Yeah, that's really what Eli tried to do, but the book wasn't big enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's why
sense.
you go back. Did you notice they have a second book that they're going to put out in front called Volume 2 up in
Extended
there?
series.
Yeah. Yeah, sign that. But yeah, but the thing seriously about the employee starting first thing in the morning, he picks the page, or she picks the page that they want at random. That's what we were told by cast members.
Yeah, we were starting up conversations. We were learning.
That's how we do.
Mhm.
Be personable. We wants to know all this stuff. And we knew this was going to come to fruition. That's how we may as well be psychics. We're misfortunes. There you go.
That's right. Misfortune and Miss Cleo.
How you
they call
doing?
her.
Hey.
Give me $20 at convenient department. Says, oh, you
I'm
going
Johnny
to work.
Wishbone.
How you doing? You call my name like Karate.
Your name is Lutz.
All right, so this is a cool story. I hope it's true. But when the new version of Star Tours, The Adventure Continues, when that opened, George Lucas came to visit the studios. And then at that point, Bob Iger was the CEO, and he invited George to breakfast, Mr. Lucas, and they had breakfast at the Brown Derby. And this is where Iger first offered to buy Lucasfilm.
Yeah, so you don't have to wonder if it's true. That's actually written in his autobiography. What also is true is that for dining with the Disney executive, they upcharged George about $300 more.
Oh.
George had to pay the extra.
Well, maybe because they don't normally do breakfast. So they were like, hey, man, you want breakfast? You're going to have to pay.
Right. It's like, this is technically dining with an Imagineer, you know, George.
Yeah. Then George's like, in a galaxy far, far away, I'm paying for this.
Adventures by Iger.
Yeah. You ever got hit with Indiana Jones bullwhip? You're about to right now. Maybe you pay this, Tim. What?
Like, well, how much fun do you think that would be, having a drink with Bob Iger? Don't you think you'd be making an excuse to leave after about 10 minutes?
You think so? I mean, because it would depend on how open he was, I think.
I think it would. Like, I'd have to get him good and drunk, I suppose.
Yeah.
Everyone good and drunk, if they're honest and open and willing to talk, they're gonna be a fun hang.
So, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can't imagine that he would be. I think it would all be
You mean-
corporate speak.
Walls up, not fun.
Yeah,
Walls
no.
down. Because he would have seen things. He would have gotten phone calls that you would only dream of. So, yeah, I would imagine with the walls down, that would be a very interesting.
Wall down, pants down.
Yeah, well, that's a commitment.
You know you messed up with that Fast Pass Plus, right? With that, well, you know, and then trying to sustain marketability in an ever-changing environment with, you know, many
Marginal
different
revenue.
and you'd be like, after 5 minutes.
That's
Oh,
fair.
but I saw what you did with the Muppets franchise.
Yes,
How do you know you're not gonna do the same thing to mine?
Well, no, I wouldn't do that to you. You have a completely different franchise on you. This is about
I know,
building a
Bob.
family.
I
Yes,
don't like
yes.
this, Bob. I don't know if that's a good idea, Bob.
I know the weather. I wouldn't rain on you. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
Give me another drink, Bob.
Man. How much would you like? You're in the Brown
Are you
Derby.
doing George Lucas over there?
Yeah.
This is the best place ever to eat. This is the
So
Brown
thirsty, Bob.
Derby. This I took you to the best place ever. I just want to talk about your franchise. What you've created
I'm
is
so
beautiful.
thirsty, Bob. I wanted this drink, Bob.
We don't want anyone else to have this property. Let's face it, George. No one can do business better than we can.
Now, I would pay for dining with Eisner. I would totally. That would be a fun
that would be-
meal.
Dining with
I imagine
Eisner.
like 2 old fashions, and Mike's going to tell you everything.
Ah, screw that. Let's just do drinking with Eisner.
Drinking
Let's just
around
cut to the
Eisner.
chase.
Yes.
We can get snacks if you want.
Oh, I bet you
we get
like-
that stuff that they serve at Oga's, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, just
Call
get
him
some
up.
drinks.
Somebody find
That's an adventure from Disney.
him.
That's what I want.
You want that.
Drink
Right.
with the executive.
One more cool detail here. If you look around the restaurant, you'll see all these character drawings hanging around the walls, different framed pictures
Caricature.
and photograph caricatures, right? Now, if you look, some are in black frames and some are in gold frames.
Yes.
All the ones in black frames are copies of the caricatures from the famous Brown Derby restaurant in Hollywood.
Mm.
The ones in gold frames are actual originals taken from that restaurant, which is now closed, burned down. But so the black frames are recreations, but the gold frames are from the original restaurant, and you can see them hanging there on the wall.
I looked
Huh.
around. I remember we were there because the cast member, we were asking him about it. Because sometimes you like to see what the cast members know,
Yeah.
like how much they're kind of kept up on the lore of the place. And we asked him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, I thought he said red frames. I can't remember what it
Yeah,
was."
that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean I took a video of it. I don't remember seeing any red frames, but there definitely are gold frames.
Oh,
and
I'm
black.
sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. I'm just telling you what I thought I remember.
So they're black and gold frames in the Brown Derby?
Oh ho ho, who dat?
Who dat?
that?
Word.
Ooh. Cajun
Now,
candy.
what did you say about the phone jacks?
That's
The
another
booths?
thing. Okay, there's another one I tested them on. So when this restaurant first opened, well, really, I mean, going back to the original Brown Derby, what they had, or not the original Brown Derby, what that was the hat, but the more popular
The
large
time
version
frame.
that it was based upon. It was, you know, this is back before the days of mobile phones, obviously. So what they would do is they had phone jacks at each of the tables. So if a celebrity wanted to make a phone call, it was a real hoot to just go ahead and, hey, garçon, bring a phone. And they'd bring one of these big old rotary phones, and the celebrity would put it down, and he would call people like, guess where I'm at? I'm at friggin' dinner. What are you doing? Sitting at home. So that was like a kind of a feature. Well, they copied that at the Disney's Hollywood Brown Derby restaurant. And if you look, the phone jacks are still very noticeable in the booth. And at one point in time, you could ask for the phone, and they would bring it to you.
So the phone jacks actually worked.
The phone, yes, you could plug the phone into the phone jack. Now, whether or not, I've never used them, whether or not they actually called out for real, like I find it hard to believe that Disney would allow that. Like, hey, I want to call my cousin, long distance on Disney's dime.
Come on, I paid to come here. I paid for the bill.
You might have plugged it in. You might have gone, hey, pal, thank you for calling me. What's going on?
I thought you were going to say you plug it in, you get a telemarketer. I've been trying to reach you all day.
You get Michael Eisner's home phone.
Like, who the hell is this? Man, I'm at the booth, man. Man, look, y'all food is great. How you doing? Hey, what about the movies y'all made? Yeah.
Bring, bring. Disney's America. Ah!
But we asked the cast, there was another one we asked the cast member about. I'm like, what's with the phone jacks over there? He's like, I don't know. That's really kind of interesting. Like, he had no idea. And he'd been working there for quite a bit. So it's just kind of sad. That
so did you say, did you know?
No, I didn't. I don't want to come up.
What he actually probably would have said is, what's a phone?
That's a good point.
Yeah, he dropped some knowledge on the gentleman, and yeah, he just couldn't have anybody back there to
Wait, what knowledge did I drop on him?
About the phone jacks.
No, I asked him about the phone. I never told him what they were for.
You did.
No.
Okay.
No. I kept saying, like, are they used to call out? Could you actually plug in a phone? I asked him, like, leading questions. Like, could you do this? Could you do that? And he's like, I don't know. It's a good question.
I was going to say, maybe I think you give him a
and
small
you left
story
him to wallow in his own ignorance.
And he was like, I don't know. I got to check in the back.
Because I wasn't even sure they existed. If you remember, one time we were talking about it on the show, and I'm like, I thought I remember that. And when you and I got there, and I said, look, they do exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I wasn't sure that the backstory I remembered was correct or not. I would have been speaking out of my butt.
Well, let's bring an old phone one day and plug it in and see what happens.
I got plenty.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what are you doing? That's extra.
The part of the story that you don't know, Danny, is after that guy's shift, the manager's like, hey, I overheard you talking to this guy over here, and you didn't know about the phone jacks? That was part of your training, sir. We're going to have to let you go now. You didn't pass your training there, buddy.
And that guy's name was Lee. Lee fired another employee.
Damn it. The guy's probably, can I at least turn the page on the book? That's really the only reason why I wanted this job. I just wanted to tell people I did that.
No.
Fine.
You are fired, sir.
Damn, wouldn't it be funny if it was like damn, 1-800-party line? You picked up the phone. You remember that?
Yeah.
You used to have that.
Hey, big boy.
Yeah, no, you plug it in.
Right now,
what you wearing?
You can go ahead and reach people same age. And
meet girls.
Now. Yeah, you remember that?
Talk to sexy women.
What are you doing? I'm at Disney. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's no way.
What are you doing?
There's no way they gave him a real phone. I think about it.
How do you like? I just like my sandwich with with a side.
You want me to
of
smear this Mickey bar all over my body?
But I did find a picture when we got back. I looked it up, and sure enough, I found a picture of a guy using a phone.
Right on.
At one of those booths.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
That's killer.
All right, so the last thing we're going to talk about is the Cameraman Statue. That's towards the center court here. So a lot of people think this is a statue of a young Walt Disney, but it is not. The sculptor who made the statue is Andrea Favalli.
Andrea El Idolo? What?
Favalli.
Andrea
Favalli.
Andrea
Favalli.
Yeah, I'm destroying this guy's name.
Dominic the Coco. Dominic the Coco. That's what you meant to say.
I like that.
Margarete. Yeah.
The Coco.
That guy. No?
Bada boom, you're behind the camera.
Gorlami. You talking about that guy?
That sounds smooth as hell. You throw out the.
None of y'all have seen Inglorious. Never mind.
It's been a long time.
I haven't actually. I want to see that. I want to see that.
It's been a long time since I see that movie.
That's Brad Pitt and Worth Two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the blonde head guy.
Oh, I want to see that. I want to see that movie.
We saw it. It's long time since I see that.
I hear that's a good one. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so this gentleman joined Disney Imagineering in 1987, worked on numerous projects and almost every Disney-owned park. In 1992, Andrea left Imagineering to open his own art studio, Favali Studio. But the Disney company remained one of his clients. The Cameraman Statue in Hollywood Studios is based off one of his sculptures that was commissioned by Roy Disney. Well, you can find that original statue at 4411 West Olive Avenue, across from Gate 2 of the Warner Brothers studio in Burbank, California. The sculpture represents the time period when silent films were transitioning over to talkies. The plaque reads, "He envisioned dreams that others might share." Now, the Hollywood studio version plaque contains this Walt Disney quote: "Movies are a medium of expression like a symphony orchestra or a painter's brush or canvas."
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice.
But did you notice this? The frame outside of the plaque has the park name Disney's Hollywood Studios, but the actual plaque says Disney's MGM Studios. The frame was added later when the park changed names, but the original plaque does say Disney's MGM Studios. One of the few places you'll actually still see Disney MGM Studios. That's not
that's
the only
cool.
thing.
Interesting.
I want to check that out now.
Yeah, I've passed by that many a times. I've taken notice of it, especially, I mean, we've been prepping this for a little bit, and so, like, last time we were there, I stopped and checked out that statue and saw that.
Oh, I missed out on that.
Interesting, like, I don't know if maybe Lee's going to get to that little backstory about Roy, but there was a reason that Roy commissioned that statue. Were you going to get to that, Lee, or?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so at one time, to erect a building in Burbank, California, the city required the owners to spend $25,000 on art to be displayed in or near the building itself. It was just like part of an arts project. So Roy called Favili or whatever you want to. How would you say his name, Lee?
Oh, it is Favili.
Favili.
Favillii.
So as a former Disney guy that Roy knew, he called him up, and the statue ended up costing $250,000.
Oh,
Wow.
After commissioning it, yeah.
Oh, you didn't see a zero at the end, sir.
Yeah, so kind of like his Uncle Walt, Roy didn't really worry about that much money. Like, he didn't take after his father, clearly. Art came first, money second.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a bill to get at the end.
Yes.
Like, wait a minute, what's this extra zero here?
There you go.
It's like, all you had to spend was $25,000. You spent $250,000?
Wow. That'd be $250,000.
Yeah, Stanley Gold noted that. That was funny.
Wow.
That was Roy's
Accounts
partner.
receivables freaking out. I was
And
like, what is this?
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah,
The kid was like,
decimal point.
we got one.
Whose budget does this come out of?
Yeah, what are the account codes for this one?
Yes.
We're not paying for that, are we?
All right, so the actual placement of the cameraman is no accident. He faces the crowd that's arriving into the park. So as part of a working studio, you are being filmed as you enter the park and becoming part of the movies that you are about to experience. And then, if you will, take a look at the script at the foot of the cameraman. Here you're going to find the names of people that inspired Andrea. Herbert Dickens Ryman, Lucille Ryman Carroll, Roy E. Disney, Patricia Disney, Marty Sklar, and Andrea's father, Aldo. All the names are listed on the script
Damn.
at the foot of the cameraman.
Marty Sklar in there too, huh?
Yeah, Herb Ryman, Marty Sklar.
Yeah, Herb
Wow.
Ryman, all those guys. That's crazy.
I bet you Roy inspired him, paid him $250,000.
I'm inspired just hearing that story.
Good Lord.
Inspired him to buy a yacht.
Can you imagine that a man pay you $250,000, you even put his name in the dedication part? That'd be pretty cool.
Well, he got the script. He got the script.
I bet he
got the
did.
script, yeah.
I bet he checked that one out really quick.
They got their money's worth. They're like, oh, screw this. He spends $250,000. We're just going to copy this and bring it over here now.
Remember the first time we messed up? Ain't doing that again.
And that's it, guys. That is that little center court area that we are now wrapping up and heading down Sunset Boulevard.
The last part. Yay.
Yeah.
What? Sunset Boulevard?
Sunset Boulevard. That's the last. That'll be the last Did You Notice Hollywood Studios.
Out on the
Look
Sunset
at that.
Strip.
You're almost there. Almost there.
You hit the end of the journey.
Well, good job, Lee. Very nice, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope you guys learned something. And, again, when I went back to studios this time, I'd done all that left side of the park, and it was really cool going back and seeing all that stuff in person after doing the research and, like, being able to physically, either put your hands on it or see it with your own eyes. It's a lot of cool details. And, again, there's so much stuff that I'm sure there's things that we missed. So hopefully maybe someone will write in and say, hey, did you know this or did you know that? So we can check it out next time we go.
Absolutely. That's what makes it fun. Going back and finding these little details.
Well, good job, Lee. We're looking forward to the next one, covering Sunset Boulevard and Tower of Terror, Rock Roller Coaster, all that fun stuff. And hopefully the villain's shop that used to be there and all that. In the bathroom. And,
man.
Anaheim produce and all that fun stuff.
He's going to have to turn over the bathroom section to you, Kevin.
You'll
have to tell him.
Do that. Yeah.
You have to tell him what's changed, everything that's new.
Yeah, they used to use 2-ply. Now they only use 1-ply.
That's right. It's a travesty. They're being cheap, these Disney people. It sucks.
Not using the good porcelain.
I know.
Back in 1939, it was just wood, but that got changed. Like, yeah, okay.
Back in 96, there used to be an inscription that said, I sit here brokenhearted. Well, that's all gone now.
Oh, man. Toilet paper is so cheap, that's the last time I got a piece of ass. My finger broke through the paper.
Oh. Nice.
And on that note, ha-cha-cha. Y'all, thanks a lot. Stay tuned for the next Hollywood Studios Did You Notice? Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that edition of Hollywood Studios Did You Notice? If you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, if you want to get in touch with us to share your opinions or other things that you might have found or noticed in that park, you can do it through the following ways. Shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, or you can call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That is 1-815-MOWEEKEND 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys that do things outside of the podcast. First, we got Eli, does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory. What a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru.
The whole
Eli
package.
Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com right now. Liefeld out.
It's always a pleasure to hear from good old Rob. And just like Rob says, when you visit the Ivory Comics website, you get all that goodness as well as a link to this podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you didn't notice that now you know. Notice all that. Let's put all that together. That's synergy.
No diss.
No diss. This is the truth. That's what it is. Big business. Dance party.
Hashtag blessed.
What? All day. You can get the art, you can get the music, you can get the fun, the introspective, you get the podcast. It's all together.
You can call him Ray, you can call him Jay, but you can't call him Ray J.
Yeah, you can't call me before 6 in the morning either. That's right. Facebook.com, right there, Eli and Travis, as long as you're in person. Nice to meet you. If you're a bot, cannot greet you. Get on out of here. Lisa Ann, Mama J, you was wrong. Go ahead and ask for my friendship because you're not even a real person. You hurt my feelings. Thought I had something there, but you lied to me. That's why I can't friend you. So that's how that is. Project
What if they're a
Geisha.
thought?
A real thought?
Yeah.
What's the thought?
That hoe over there.
Oh.
But it's not a bot thought, right?
Yes.
Baby got thought.
Could be bot thought.
No, if it's a bot thought, no.
Bot
That's
got
what
thought?
the whole thing is if it's a bot thought, no. That's how people start calling you. You know what? They start asking you to like buy real estate in Bangladesh and Fallujah. You're like, where'd you come from? Like, I'm a bot. You do better than that. So you know, but if it's a real thought, oh yeah, girl, what's happening? You know, bring the baby? Oh, so anyway,
Okay.
yeah. And so outside of that, man, I lost my train of thought. Project Geisha has a Facebook page, so facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram, right there, making friends. That's pretty cool. Get to see your stories and whatnot. Post up the hearts and the shares, and I will message you right there, Yari 504. And of course, on Twitter, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness and you just bring me the gladness, thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation down to Walt Disney World to see all these details at Hollywood Studios, you can do so with Lee. Lee, tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832-FOO-DOG-FIGHTERS. 832-FOODOG.
Woof.
Food dog.
You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. You can check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/Lastovica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. Where else? Email lee@magicourway.com. Facebook, already said that. Instagram, you got a friend in Lee Travel. TikTok, you got a friend in Lee. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no.
There goes my hero, Avika.
Nice.
In addition, guys, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Any way in which you could support the show is deeply appreciated. Also, we want to take a second and thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, my weekends, we say Quaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
Oh.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Bob Iger omelets.
Hey, this is Kevin from the Magic Our